Good Sunday morning, Northeast Ohio, as we wrap up the month of August. This week, the race for the White House is in full swing. The week started off with Donald Trump in Akron. It ended with a discussion on race, and the words were strong.
Donald Trump has built his campaign on prejudice and paranoia. He is taking hate groups mainstream and helping a radical fringe take over the Republican Party.
When Democratic policies fail, they are left with only this one tired argument. You're racist, you're racist, you're racist. They keep saying it, you're racist. It's a tired, disgusting argument.
One of Donald Trump's strongest arguments in this entire campaign has been his stance on immigration and his support of the idea of deporting 11 million people who are in the U.S. illegally. This week marked what might be a pivot for Trump, or maybe not. To win the general election, Donald Trump will need more than 60 million votes. In the primary, he won 14 million. On Monday, I asked him, at what point do you stop playing to the 14 million and start going after that 60 plus million that you're going to need in November?
Well, see, I don't want to just cater to anybody. I just want to do what's right.
Wednesday night, though, if he wasn't catering on immigration, it was close.
Do we tell these people to get out, number one, or do we work with them and let them stay in some form?
Trump backing off his plan to automatically deport 11 million undocumented immigrants.
You're going to have a deportation force. We're rounding them up in a very humane way.
In favor of.
They'll pay back taxes. They have to pay taxes. There's no amnesty as such. There's no amnesty.
If it sounds familiar,
I believe they ought to pay some back taxes, pay a fine, never get on the path to citizenship, but get legalization.
Trump telling me Monday he had to be true to himself.
I have to stay with what I feel.
But what he felt on immigration is what drew many of his supporters to him.
If you ask any Trump voter, the only issue that links them together is his immigration stand. No other issue links them together but immigration. The other thing he has to be careful of is he's supposed to be the tells it like it is politician, the one who's willing to say whatever it takes to get it done. Now, if he makes this major shift on this issue, it's problematic.
When Donald Trump took the stage in Akron this week and in Youngstown the week before, he was introduced by former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Absent from the stage, Ohio's Republican leaders. When Mitt Romney campaigned across Ohio in 2012, by his side was usually Senator Rob Portman and sometimes Governor John Kosich. This year for Donald Trump, neither have been present. Kosich has made it clear an endorsement of Trump won't be coming.
We're like two companies, different values, different vision, different operations, kind of hard to merge.
Don't look for that to change. Have you reached out to Governor Kosich, or will you, in an effort to resolve whatever differences you have?
No, I have not reached out to him at all, no.
As for the absence of Rob Portman, who is locked in his own re-election race with former Governor Ted Strickland, have you asked him to come to these?
No, I haven't, but I have a very good relationship with him.
What impact do you think you'll have on his race?
Well, I think we're doing well. I mean, we're doing very well in Ohio, and we're doing well in Florida, and we're doing very well in a couple of the other big swing states. I mean, I have to focus on my race, and I want to do well, and I think that's going to help Rob, but Rob's been very nice.
This week's Monmouth poll in Ohio shows Rob Portman actually outpolling Donald Trump, leading by 8 points in his race, while Donald Trump trails Hillary Clinton by 4 points in his. But here's where Donald Trump could actually help Rob Portman. Check out the CNN map. These are the results of the March presidential primary. Governor Kasich won the state, yes, but these counties in orange along the eastern border down along the Ohio River are the counties that Donald Trump won. Traditionally Democratic counties, disenfranchised voters, manufacturing, coal miners, steel workers. A large part of this was Ted Strickland's old congressional district. These are the voters with whom Donald Trump's message is resonating with, and the ones he is saying to, follow me.
I think one of the very bad things that she's doing is the miners are going to be out of business. The steel workers are going to be out of business. Our manufacturing is going to continue to leave. I'm going to bring it all back.
Now, if you have a sense that this campaign has a fall feel already and we're only at the end of August, you would be correct. Both conventions were held early this year, in part because many of you are making your decisions early. For the first time since 1960, both nominating conventions wrapped up before the end of July, and both camps are making the best use of the time. They have to. This may technically be the longest general election period in 56 years, but not really, since early voting will be underway in 5 states by the end of September. So while campaigns in the past waited until after Labor Day to get started, they're doing what they couldn't do 4 years ago in August, campaign. It also impacts the timing of when campaigns look to reach you. The Hillary Clinton super PAC made the decision last week to pull these ads off the air in Virginia and Pennsylvania until late September. Now, these are two states where Clinton is leading, yes, but these are also two states that essentially don't have early voting. Ohio's early voting starts on October 12th. If you're registered, don't worry. It's a date you don't need to remember.
I'll send every single voter in this state an absentee ballot request. If they fill it out and turn it in, they'll have a month to vote without ever leaving home.
Voting early reduces the chance of election day lines. It minimizes the impact of any problems at the polls. And something different this year?
If you vote absentee by mail, you can track your ballot online through myohiovote.com or your local Board of Elections to make sure that it was received and counted.
And roughly 3/4 of all states now offer some form of early voting. With Democracy 2016, I'm John Kosich. Enjoy your Sunday.